It started with a walk home. An ordinary Tuesday night for Daniel Harper, a 29-year-old nobody in Greystone, a small town where everyone knows your name, whether you want them to or not. But that night, the air felt wrong, thick, like it clung to his skin, heavy with the scent of damp leaves and rust. Daniel cut through the park, his usual shortcut, boots crunching on gravel. A flickering lamppost caught his eye, its light buzzing faintly. Taped to it, fluttering in the chill wind, was a missing person poster with his face, his name in bold. Daniel Harper, 29, last seen October 12th. The photo was his old driver's license picture, the one he loathed for its awkward grimace. The date was yesterday. Daniel ripped it down, heart slamming against his ribs. A prank, it had to be, some jerk from the bar messing with him. The paper crinkled in his trembling hands as he stuffed it into his jacket. He hurried home, shadows stretching too long behind him, the streets unnaturally silent, like Greystone was holding its breath. At his apartment, he smoothed the crumpled poster on his kitchen table under the hum of a fluorescent bulb. The details were uncanny. His height, eye color, the scar above his eyebrow from a childhood bike crash. It listed his mom's number as the contact. He called, fingers slick with sweat, voicemail. He texted his buddy, Mike, asking if he'd seen anything weird. No reply. Uneasy, Daniel checked every corner of his apartment, half expecting someone lurking in the shadows. Nothing but the creak of floorboards. He went to bed, convincing himself it was a cruel joke, though sleep came in fitful bursts. The next morning, Daniel woke to a world that didn't know him. He walked to the coffee shop on Main Street, the bell above the door jangling too loudly. The barista, Jenny, who always teased him about his black coffee, stared through him, her eyes blank. "What can I get you?" she asked, cold as a stranger. "Jenny, it's me, Dan," he laughed, nerves fraying like old rope. She blinked. "Do I know you?" His stomach twisted into a knot. He left, hands shaking, the bell mocking his exit. At the hardware store where he'd worked 3 years, his boss, Mr. Callahan, was sweeping the front, his broom scraping the pavement. "Morning, Mr. C," Daniel said, forcing a smile. Callahan squinted, his face creased with suspicion. "You a new hire? Didn't know we were taking applications." Daniel stammered, tried explaining his shifts, his employee ID, but Callahan muttered about weirdos and turned away, the broom's rhythm unbroken. By noon, Daniel was desperate, his breath shallow. Another poster glared from a telephone pole outside the library, its edges curling in the damp air. Same photo, same details. He tore it down, but more followed. On storefronts, bus stops, the diner's community board. Each one a weight pressing on his chest. He called his mum, Mike, his sister, his ex-girlfriend, voicemail after voicemail, their recorded voices taunting him. No one answered. No one knew him. At the bank, he tried his debit card to prove he existed. The machine whirred, then spat it out, invalid. The teller, a woman with tired eyes, checked his name. "No account here," she said, her gaze sliding past him like he was a ghost. He rushed to the post office, clutching a utility bill with his name. The clerk frowned. "This address doesn't exist," she said, handing it back like it burned her fingers. That night, Daniel sat in his apartment, a pile of torn posters spilling off his table, their edges frayed like his sanity. He scoured the internet, missing person reports, pranks, anything. Nothing. His social media? Gone. Accounts vanished. His email? Locked out, like he'd never existed. He dug out an old photo album, hands trembling so badly the pages tore. His face was in every picture, but blurred, a smudge on reality, as if someone had erased him with a dirty rag. Then he heard it, a soft scrape at the door, like nails dragging on wood. His breath caught. Something slid underneath. Another poster. This one was wrong. His face, but his eyes were black voids, his mouth twisted into a silent scream. The text read, "Daniel Harper, missing forever." He didn't sleep, his eyes burning as dawn bled through the curtains. He drove to the police station, the poster clutched tight, its corners digging into his palms. The officer, a man with a bored expression, barely looked up. "Missing person case?" he asked. Daniel tried explaining. He wasn't missing. He was here, standing right there. The officer typed his name, the keyboard clacking like gunfire. No record of a Daniel Harper. Daniel fumbled for his wallet, his driver's license. It was blank, just a piece of plastic glinting under the fluorescent lights. He ran to the park where it started, his boots slipping on wet grass. The lamppost was covered in posters, dozens, flapping like vulture wings in the wind. His face stared back, eyes wrong, smile too wide, no longer his own. Etched into the metal, in jagged letters, "You were never here." He glanced at a puddle, seeking his reflection. It wasn't his face. It was nothing, a shadow where a man should be. He screamed, but no one heard. Greystone moved on. Kids laughed in the distance, cars honked. Life continued without a ripple. But Daniel Harper was gone.